Welcome to the Content Tools 2 tutorial. In our time together, we will explore using the content tools in Blackboard to create multimedia presentations. My name is Tara Canfield, and I will be your guide on this journey. The first thing we need to do is go to our Blackboard Pilot Group Training course in Blackboard and click on Coursework. And you will see a new folder for you called BB Content Tools 2. Let's click on that folder and you will see that we have placed several documents in there for you that pertain to using some of the more creative types of tools within the content editor in Blackboard. This first link right here just goes to a page that tells you every function that lives within the content tool editor. So you can scroll down and go through those on your own. In addition to this, I have loaded a mashup video tutorial, and we will talk about mashups as we're going through our tutorial today. We're also going to talk about using video everywhere, and we're going to talk about how to actually add audio into your course. So the best way to really get started with this tutorial is for you to go into your sandbox and follow along with me and create these items as I create them for you. Once you are in your sandbox, what you are going to do is go up to Build Content and say Blank Page. And I am going to call this Test Page. And if you look down right here, you will see the whole content editor within Blackboard. Now, the great thing about this content editor is that it lives in every function that you have in Blackboard. So this content editor, all of these options right here, are available to you when you create a discussion question. They are available to you when you send an email. And they are available to you when you create a page of notes or some type of presentation for your students. In the previous class, Content Tools 1, you were taught about these very basic functions of the content editor listed right here. And these are much the same as what we have had in Angel, so you should be very familiar with these at this point. But there are some new ones that have been added to Blackboard that I think you will see as a huge improvement and will help you to be more creative. The first one is listed right here. So let's hover over that little webcam icon, and it is called Record from Webcam. Within Blackboard, though, it is called Video Everywhere, I believe. And let's click on that. So what happens is this nifty little box comes up that is linking you with YouTube. Now, if you already have a YouTube account, you are able to go right here and sign in to YouTube. And then when you create this video with your webcam, you can upload it directly to your personal YouTube account and then insert it wherever you need to within your course. So this would be a great tool if you want to make a short announcement to all of your students saying, hey, I just wanted to say you're all doing a great job within the course. You do, however, need to study for exam 3, which is due next week, so forth, so on. You see what I'm getting at. When you're using Video Everywhere, this function, please make sure you are not communicating any FERPA sensitive information. You want to make sure you're not discussing grades in a video like this, that you're not discussing any type of personal information because you do have to upload this video to YouTube, and that means that it can be searchable, and we don't want to do that. But you can certainly use it for all types of different functions within the class that are not FERPA sensitive. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to sign into my YouTube account. If you have a Gmail account, you can sign into YouTube with your Gmail account. Google owns YouTube, and so all of Google products now have one sign-in, and if you already have the Gmail, that is your one sign-in for all of their tools. Now I'm going to sign in. And when you get to this screen right here, it will ask you, are you going to grant access to your YouTube account with this tool through Blackboard? It's secure, it's not a problem, they're not going to steal anything from you, so just say grant access, and then we're going to say yes. So there are a couple of different options here once I have logged in. Number one, let's say that I have already made a video and I have put it into my, let me go back here, into my YouTube account. As you can see, I have about 3 pages in my YouTube account of different videos that I've made for my students over the last couple of semesters. And so one of them, let's say it's this one right here. It's called Discussion in Foundations. And let's say I want to show that to my next Foundations class. So all I would have to do is say Insert. And then I can look at the size of it. Well, I don't want it to be too big on this page, let's say. So I'm just going to click on Thumbnail. And then it tells you that the video will open in a new window. And I'm going to say Insert. And say OK. OK. And you'll see right here that my video has been inserted right there. So it's a very more streamlined process from what we have been experiencing with video usage in Angel. Now let's go back to this video everywhere function. You also have the option right here to say record from your webcam. Now this tool has been experiencing problems and we're not quite sure why, but we do have a ticket into Blackboard. So I'm not really able to show you how this works, but let me explain to you quickly what happens is you will click on record. It will turn on your webcam that's connected to the computer that you're using, and it will show you right here in this box, and you can record a message right there, upload it to your YouTube account so you can save it forever and ever, and then insert it into any function that you want to insert it into in Blackboard. So it's a really nifty little tool that we just now got in Angel as an enhancement, but it's not, we're going to Blackboard, so we'll focus on that. So that is how you would use Video Everywhere. Really, really cool tool, and remember you can use that within Dropboxes when you're grading, you can use it within announcements, and you can use it within email. So how awesome is that? Now let's go over here. This is where you can just insert or edit an image, and I think we all pretty much know how to do that. We can say Browse, and I will find a picture here, and I'm just going to pick one that I've used for design within a class. And we should give it a little image description, and I'm going to call it Blue Pills. And the reason why I would give it a description is because we want to be ADA compliant within our courses. And then, let me go back, I lost my screen. Let me move that up. And then we can look at appearance as well. Now the size that it gave it is 2,580 pixels by 1932. Wow, that's a huge picture. So I'm going to change that, and the size that I suggest for documents with your graphics would be about 350 pixels. And if you click on this little box right here, it will auto correct that so it's within proportion. And then we can look at advanced, and you can do whatever you want to with advanced over here, but I'm going to go back and I'm going to say insert my picture now. And you can see I've inserted my picture into this file, and you've been able to do that in Angel as well. I'm going to skip over here and we're going to talk about mashups. Now, mashup is just a really kind of cool term for creating a multimedia presentation. It's a presentation that engages all the different senses, and it might have a video in it, and it might have typed text in it, and it may have audio in it. It may have an interactive game in it. So you see where I'm going with this. It's something that's just really interactive for the student, and it's not just a written out lecture. So if you click on mashups right here, Blackboard has partnered with 3 different companies. They would be Flickr, SlideShare, and YouTube to create, to allow you to have instant access to their materials. And so let's say that you want to insert a copyright-free photo into one of your presentations. And so I'm going to type in the term public speaking, because I teach that. And you'll find all of these pictures that are listed here. And what I want you to do is pay attention to the license that is listed. So let me click on attribution license, and I want us to look at that for just a second. Now this is, they're using Creative Commons copyright law, and what it says here is you are free to share this picture, to copy, distribute, and transmit the work, and you are free to remix, to adapt the work, and to make commercial use of the work. So I want you to look at pictures when you're pulling those up and look at what you are free to do with it. So this is a great picture that I could use because it has that attribution license, and I'm just going to, I have to tell you, I really don't like that picture, so I'm going to scroll down here. Let's look at this one. I like this a little bit better. It says that I can share, to copy, distribute, and transmit the work. So I think I'm okay to use that, and I'm going to click on select. And when you select that photo, you have a few different options here. How do you want to show it? Well, a thumbnail is kind of small, I think, and I want to make it a little bit larger. So I'm going to say embed the photo, and then I get to pick a size. 500 pixels on the longest side. It's a good size picture. I'm actually going to go with small, 240 pixels. And remember, you can always go back and edit these if you want to. Now you have the option to show the Flickr URL, and that is listed right up here. Now, do you want to show that to your students so they can go use the picture as well? I don't necessarily want to, but I will tell you the truth. I do want to show the Flickr information, and I'm going to say yes to that because I do want to go ahead and make sure that I'm not violating any copyright. I'm pretty sure I'm not, but I still want to be sure about this. And they might want to use this this picture for something within a presentation or something like that. So I'm going to say submit, and you can scroll down and see, let me maximize this, I'm sorry. And you can see what that will look like within your presentation. Now, do you see how this little box popped up? That is your alternate text for this picture. And so what's so great about this is if a blind student is using a screen reader, that screen reader will read the description of this picture. And that's why you want to have those descriptions in there so your images are ADA compliant. Now, let's say that you have not put in any type of alternate text for a picture, no description, and a blind student is using a screen reader. Well, it will get to the image, but it will just blip over it, and it will say to the student, image, and then it will keep going. And so the student is left hanging, wondering, well, what is this image all about, and what am I missing here? So that's how you add Flickr photos. Let's talk about SlideShare, which I'm a huge fan of SlideShare. I have been for a couple of years now. SlideShare is a free service where people from all around the world can upload their presentations and share those with other people around the world. So I'm going to say here, public speaking. I'm going to say anxiety and see what we come up with. Okay, so it has gone out to SlideShare and pulled up public speaking anxiety presentations that have been uploaded to SlideShare. Now you can look at this and get a small description of it. You can see the URL for it, the number of views, all kinds of good information. And let's say that I like this one. It seems like a good one. So I'm going to say select. I'm going to say you can put this in as a thumbnail. You could do a text link, or you could embed the presentation. I'm an embedding person. I like it to look a little bit slicker. I'm going to say show the URL for this SlideShare because once again someone else made this property. I want to attribute that to them, and then I want to show SlideShare information right here. And I'm going to say submit. Now if you look right here, it shows up like this, correct? Well, let's forget about that for a moment, because then I will show you how that looks from the student's side. So let's go back over here to our mashups and let's talk about YouTube. Now YouTube is where you can, of course, okay, we all know what YouTube is. Sorry, we don't need a long dissertation on that. But let's say I want another video on public speaking anxiety. I'm going to say go, and first one that comes up, I think I like this one. It's easy. And I'm going to say select for this video, okay? We can put it into a thumbnail, text the link with player, or embed video. I'm going to say embed video this time rather than a thumbnail. I'm going to say show that URL and show the YouTube information, and I'm going to say submit. And you can see it is embedded right here, okay? Now what I'm going to do is to minimize this, and I'm going to look at my other settings for this. I'm going to say permit users to view this content. I'm also going to say track number of views. This is really important that you track the number of views on all of your presentations, so you can do item analysis and figure out how much they're looking at your presentations, and that will help you to start figure out if these presentations are actually helpful to them. So let's say submit. Okay, let me scroll down, and here is my test page. But first, go back up here where it says edit mode. I'm in here as a teacher on the admin side, but now I don't want to be that. I want to be a student, so I'm going to say edit mode is off. Now I'm going to click on test page, and here's the page that we have put in. It's not real pretty at this point, but we're doing this just to play around with this and learn how to use these tools. Right here you have the presentation from SlideShare. You can maximize that to full screen, and let's say we want to play that, and we'll just go to the next slide. And these are presentations from people like you and me who are working in the field. And then here is that YouTube presentation. I'll click on that, and you can see that your video works. So you have to go in as a student, is what I found right now, to be able to see how your page came out. So let me go back, and I'm going to go back into edit mode. So my edit mode is now back on. I'm in here as an editor. So if we go back to our the information that I've given you, we've covered content editor, the mashup video tutorial, and the video everywhere. Now I want to talk about right up here under build content, how to just add from this area as well. So let's say you want to upload an audio file. Let's say you have made an MP3 podcast of one of your lectures, which I highly suggest that you do. But the first thing you need to do is name this. And then you would browse and find your MP3 file. I don't have one for you right now. I apologize for that. But then you have the audio options of auto start, loop, add alignment to content. I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't know what add alignment to content means, and I just haven't looked that up or quite figured it out, to tell you the truth. So we're going to just skip that for right now. It's defaulted to no, so we'll go with that. And then let's look at include transcript. Now this is very important. When you sit down to record your audio lecture, you really should have some type of manuscript to follow, so you stay with your main points. And then you can upload that right here, so the people who are listening to your audio lecture have the written notes as well. Now, why would you want to do that? If you have a deaf student in the class, they need these in written notes so they can read along, because they obviously can't listen to it, and also because we want to operate within the spirit of the ADA law. We're going to say to permit users to view this content. We will say track numbers of views, and then you can set dates and times if you want to, and then we would say submit. And I'm not going to do that right here now because I don't have a file to actually submit. So that's how you would add audio. Okay, now let's say that I want to add an image here. And I'm putting this in a folder or something like that, just an image. And I'm going to name this blue pills. And find the file. I'm going to browse my computer. Here are those blue drugs I was using. And here's where we get to alternate text. And this is where you want to put in alternate text so a screen reader can read a description of this image. And I'm going to call this blue pills. If you want to provide a longer description, we can put that here as well. Blue pills on a plate. I think they were on a plate. Dimensions original. Oh no, because that was a huge picture. So I'm going to make that 350. I'm going to say 290 here. Might be kind of weird, but we'll see. I'm going to give it a border as well, just a size 1. You can open it in a new window if you want to, and you can add alignment to content. Remember, I don't know what that's all about. But let's say right here, I'm going to say don't open in a new window. I want people to view it, and I want to track number of views. I could set dates if I want to, and I'll say submit. And if I scroll down, let's say I am within a folder right now, so I've put this image right in there, and there is your alternate text. And isn't that it's pretty sweet that that can be read easily by a screen reader. And now we're ADA compliant. So let's go back up here to build content, and let's look at a video. Just putting a straight video in here. Of course, you can give that a name. You can browse your computer. You can browse the content collection that you've created by making this class, or you can go to mashups and go to YouTube and find a video. And then these are all the same options that we've been seeing. I'm not going to do it because it's pretty self-explanatory. And then you can go in here and you can create a web link, of course. So those are all the different types of more creative content tools that you can use within the class. If you have any questions, please let us know. We're always here to help. And I think that once you get past the initial phase of getting your classes set up, you'll want to start using some of these more creative tools. I think they will really help you re-energize your class. I know that I myself, I'm really looking forward to using these within my own classroom. Thanks, and I hope you all have a great time working in Blackboard.